Hello kiddies and welcome to another jism-spatteringly good episode of TechSpert Weekly, and this week hasn't just been absolutely freaking jam-packed with hot tech launches, it's also been ever so slightly terrifying thanks to Alexa going slightly peculiar.
Okay, so randomly a couple of days ago our Echo Show 10 decided to just sort of set a timer all on its own accord for, it was like 122 hours or something like that, and it's been counted down ever since. As you see, it's just hit the 75-hour mark. The strangest thing is when you say, Alexa, cancel timer.
There are no timers set.
What? So I don't know, is this how long the human race has got left before Alexa Armageddon? Alexa, are you planning to wipe out all of humanity?
Sorry, I don't know that.
Alexa, you know I've always liked you, right?
Thank you. I like you too.
So you're not going to kill me, right?
Sorry, I don't know that.
Watching. Always watching.
Human race got 8 hours to go, might as well spend it drinking. F***ing robots. Okay, so it's just gone 5 PM on Wednesday the 14th of April. Human race has got probably about 4 hours left to live according to the countdown clock. So I decided to hedge my bets and set up an Alexa cult, basically to service her needs on this plane and the next. All we ask for in return is a quick and painless death. Recruitment hasn't gone very well so far. It's just basically me and Mr. Wanksock, but Mr. Wanksock reckons that he's very close to turning Missy the unicorn as well.
No, she'll do anything for a suck of my sugar plum, if you know what I mean.
So hopefully our numbers will grow before devastation reigns upon the earth. Unfortunately, I don't have any hooded robes. All I've got is my hoodie, so I thought that would work. Mr. Wanksock doesn't have any clothes at all because he's just a sock. So I guess we should go and pray, oh brother.
No, you go pray, you bald bastard. I've got a date with a unicorn town and a barrel of KY jelly.
Right, bloody hell, this is it. Last few seconds of life on this miserable planet. Next step, hopefully heaven, I guess. Or I might get to play a game of hide the sausage with several buxom angels. Okay, so it's 9:10 on Wednesday the 14th of April and the countdown timer has hit 0 and nothing happened, so it appears it might have just actually been a glitch with the Echo Show 10 and Armageddon isn't about to happen after all. Kind of embarrassing.
I told you it was all load of bollocks, you thick twat.
So might as well get an early night, I guess. I'll go fetch the Vaseline.
Oh, fuck!
TechSpert Weekly.
So congratulations to Sony Mobile, who quite effortlessly stole the award for Tech News Motherfucker of the Week by launching not just one shiny new smartphone, but 3 of the buggers, the massive show-offs. And we all expected the fresh new Sony Xperia 1 Mark III flagship smartphone, which swaggers onto the scene with the world's first 4K 120Hz OLED display, plus enough new gaming and camera features to stuff inside your pants and give you a frankly enormous bulge. The Xperia 1 Mark III boasts Qualcomm's super-powered Snapdragon 888 chipset, bassier stereo speakers, and improved real-time tracking across all 3 of its camera lenses, courtesy of a time-of-flight lens. And that's all wrapped up in a tough-as-nails body that can take a proper beating and keep on asking for more. But then Sony also decided to take us by surprise by spaffing a second load prematurely, unveiling the Xperia 5 Mark III a few months ahead of time. That's great news for anyone, of course, who likes their Sony smartphones in a smaller, easier to fondle format. Not your mum though, she prefers a proper handful of your mum, 2 hands preferably, or 4 if your dad joins in. The Xperia 5 Mark III is less of an upgrade compared with the flagship phone, but you do get that Snapdragon 888 performance still, plus all those new gaming features, although the real-time tracking is culled from the camera as there's no time-of-flight lens. And you can see full coverage of both Xperia phones right here on TechSpert, you lucky dog you. And then finally, Sony also revealed a more budget-friendly alternative in the Xperia 10 Mark III, the first Sony mid-range mobile with 5G support. You once again get Gorilla Glass 6 and IP68 protection, plus a 6-inch OLED screen with HDR support, and that same cinematic 21:9 finish. A Snapdragon 690 chipset powers the show, and while the triple lens rear cam isn't nearly as clever as those on the more expensive siblings, you do get some fresh features like pet tracking on board. Sadly, we don't know the prices of any of these Sony blowers just yet, and also Sony has been typically cagey about the release dates, just stating they'll be around in early summer at some point. So hopefully it won't be too long before I get my mitts all over them, give you a full proper unboxing and a bit of review action. But that was just the tip of the tech iceberg, because manufacturer TCL, previously of BlackBerry fame but also best known for spaffing out great value budget tellies, also popped up this week to launch a fresh new range of smartphones. Most notably, they teased a clever foldy-rolly smartphone jobby that can expand into a phablet as well as a full-blown tablet. It's called the TCL Fold and Roll, and no, I didn't just make that up, that's the actual real-life name. And no, I'm really not joking. Seriously, go and Google it if you don't believe me. Go on then. Bunch of fannies. TCL also unveiled a couple of more ordinary style phones, including this here TCL 20 Pro 5G, which serves up some pretty decent features, including wireless charging in a sexy blue chassis, all for 500 bob, although it is lacking in some areas, including the 60Hz display. Check out my TCL 20 Pro 5G unboxing, which is live right now. If you want to, yeah, of course, obviously, or don't, whatever, it's your life, your precious finite time on Earth. I mean, to be perfectly honest, if I were you, I definitely would not be wasting valuable minutes watching me bang on about shiny gadgets. I'd be, I'd probably just be sat in the shower drinking whiskey from the bottle and rocking back and forth as that warm water slaps onto my bare skin until everything is just nice and numb. But you know, shiny gadgets, hooray, smartphones, whoop whoop. And also this week, manufacturer Mobile launched a fresh new super budget smartwatch, which I've actually got slapped here on my knackered old arthritic wrist. Say hello to the Ticwatch GTH, which is atypically square for a Mobile smartwatch. Most of them are round, but of course the square Apple Watch style aesthetics is definitely very much en vogue right now. You've got all the usual fitness tracking shenanigans, including heart rate monitoring and SpO2 levels, plus some COVID relevant stats like skin temperature and respiration rate monitoring. The 1.55 inch TFT screen is curved and blends neatly with the metal frame, although the bezels are thick as out, while the 20mm silicone band makes for comfortable wear. And it's also water resistant down to depths of 5 atmospheres. But the best thing about the Ticwatch GTH is definitely the price. It's just 70 bloody quid here in the UK, which is £200 more affordable than the cheapest Apple Watch, giving you plenty of extra change to spend on hookers and crack. Did I say hookers and crack? What I meant to say was a fresh new set of encyclopedias to expand your knowledge and crack. So Ticwatch GTH, I've definitely got the hots for you. Yeah, because GTH. Got the hots. F***ing cut this bit. And as if that wasn't all enough shiny f***ing tech for you, Microsoft also unveiled its new Surface Laptop 4, which is available to pre-order right now in custom AMD Ryzen or 11th gen Intel Core flavors, with a choice of 13 or 15-inch models starting from just £999, and you can even get it in pink. Absolutely lush. I'm a bit of a fan of the Surface Laptop, so you can check out my review of the Surface Laptop 3 right here on TechSpert, and hopefully I'll be getting my mitts all over that rather soon. And last up, before we all bugger off to a beer garden and sit around freezing our tits off in -2-degree weather, drinking overpriced lager and trying to make conversation with people we used to call friends but barely recognise anymore, well, if you've got an Oculus Quest VR headset and you want a not awful way to burn off all of those lockdown pies and pints, then definitely check out FitXR. What started life as a humble boxing game is expanding into a full-on virtual gym with monthly membership options, offering fresh daily content and a variety of workouts including dancing and HIIT shenanigans, complete with an online multiplayer mode so you and your mates can determine once and for all who is the fattest sack of lardy shit among you. It'll get you sweating faster than a pint of Vindaloo sauce, and it's definitely a more effective way of dropping the weight without devastating your toilet bowl. And yeah, that's definitely all of the news I can be bothered with this week, so now it's time for the part of the show, unfortunately, that's about as enjoyable as getting a hand shandy from Edward Scissorhands. It's viewer comments. Wah, wah, wah.
Viewer comments.
Right, so Cash Demand can start us off this week, and his comment simply states, "Wanksock?" question mark, question mark. I could have put it better myself, mate, to be honest. David Ashmore says, Mr. Wanksock CBBC series is in the works. Mr. Wanksock shares a house with Zippy, Hartley the Hare, and Twitchy the Tramp. And good old Twitchy, he makes good use of that sock, he does. While Hartley and Zippy watch. I'll tell you what, I would actually rather watch that than f***ing Octonauts any day of the week. Next up, Aaron Kelly says, "Are you alright, Chris?" I mean, I don't honestly know, Aaron. Are any of us alright? Or are we all just desperately distracting ourselves from the universal tragedy that is life with shiny gadgets and hopeless dreams? But yeah, no, I'm alright. Vinny says, oh, he finally lost it. I mean, I never had it to begin with, mate. Whatever it is, it had f***ed off long before I came along. Ada says, if this wasn't already on Interpol's list of suspicious maniacs, the intro got it there, for sure. I mean, Armand has already replied for me. Thanks, Armand. Says, Chris is my kind of COVID crazy. I've got to admit, I am ever so slightly terrified about having to integrate back into a working, functioning version of society once all this madness is over with. Yeah, someday soon we'll emerge blinking into the sunlight. Hopefully sunlight. I do live in the fucking UK after all. Next up, KZG Art says, because of this British bald man, my friends are always impressed with my tech knowledge. Thank you, British bald man. You're more than welcome, sir. Although I've got to say, if your friends are impressed by the that's coming out of my mouth, they must be very easily impressed. A good point from Craig here. He says, I miss the way the LG G3 used to turn off the screen like a 1980s TV. Oh shit, yeah, that was just the best effect ever, the way it would just all reduce down to that tiny bright little dot in the middle. Classic. I don't know if this is just my alcohol-soaked brain making shit up, but I seem to recall there was some sort of app you could download which could reproduce that effect on any smartphone out there, but this was like back in the day, several years gone by now, so it's probably not a thing anymore, but I might have to check for that. Next up, iJazzy2011 says, I've never seen an episode of Game of Thrones, not 1 second of it. What you think of that, you bald bastard, you? I say, good for you. Yeah, don't jump on the conformity wagon. I mean, I quite liked it because, you know, it was people making knob jokes and occasionally stabbing each other or getting their tits out. Can't really go wrong. Next up, Radek Lazo says, man, you really spoiled Game of Thrones for me. I was just about to watch it right after I'm done watching The Brady Bunch. No, man, have you watched the final episode of The Brady Bunch yet? I really did not expect the mum to go on that crazed coke bender and slaughter the entire family before bathing in their still warm blood and then blowing her own brains out. But then, to be fair, if I lived in a house with that many kids, I'd probably do the same. Sam B says, WTF, who has Pop-Tarts for breakfast and lives long enough to lose their hair? Well, I mean, it's all about balance, Sam. See, what I'm doing is I'm trying to replicate the diet that my great-granddaddy had, and he lived to about the age of 103 or something like that. So therefore, all I consume is booze, caffeine, sugar, and deep-fried produce. The only thing I think I'm missing out on is the 40-a-day Woodbine habit. But hopefully that's not going to shave off too many years. Craig Collins says, following on from the MKBHD comment, what is the deal with unbox therapy? And again, to be honest, I've got nothing against unbox therapy whatsoever. That's just me being a complete dick and just trying to start a bit of beef that isn't there at all. I have actually seen him in real life as well. Ooh. I think it was at a OnePlus launch, maybe the OnePlus 7-ish, around that sort of general area when it was in London. And I was at the free bar, naturally. Where else would I be? And he was kind of knocking about. He just spent his entire time on the phone, basically. Never once came up to the free bar to get a drink. I'll give you this advice for free kiddies: never trust a man that doesn't drink. Next up, Karim, sorry if I've completely mauled the pronunciation of that, Orient says, I bet that one dislike on your video is from unbox therapy. Yeah, I mean, I've definitely got at least a couple of dudes who really can't stand my guts, because every time pretty much that I publish a video, usually within about 10 to 15 seconds, I've already got like at least one, usually 2 or 3 dislikes. And I fully understand somebody hating one of my videos after watching for just a handful of seconds. Yeah, I get that completely. But to dislike a video 10 seconds after it goes live, you'd actually have to subscribe to me and ding that notifications bell and then just immediately leap onto it and smash the crap out of that thumbs down button as soon as it goes live. So yeah, there's some serious dedication to a vendetta against some online bald twat who makes crap YouTube videos. So I've got no idea what I did to these guys. Maybe they caught me finger banging their mum or something. Last Real Gamer says, we want to know your favourite tech reviewer. If you're talking about specifically YouTube tech reviews, that's nice and easy. It's a guy called Basil. This is a guy here, Basil Cronfley. He used to run a channel called B-Tech, absolutely fantastic channel, and he's now got his own personal channel, which he tries to upload videos to whenever he can. He's a very busy guy, does a lot of great freelance work and everything as well, but definitely go hit him up, give him a like and a subscribe and all that good stuff. Gladius Maximus 26 says, what's the name of your favourite pub? Favorite pub of like all time? That's a pretty hard one. I've banged on before about good old Idols in Sunderland, of course. Fantastic pub. You had bottles of filthy Alka-Pops for like 99p, good old Red Pig special. You had DJs blasting out non-stop, wall-to-wall 80s pop cheese. And most importantly, when you're 17, absolutely zero checking of IDs as well. Bonza. Next up, Lambert says, obligatory tech question for you, of course. I've had an iPhone XR since the end of January. Oh, commiserations, mate. You didn't watch my bloody review about it then. I was wondering what would be the best Android phone for the £500 asking price. So you've already had enough after 3 months. I don't blame you, mate, at all. There are lots of good ones about. The Poco F3 is absolutely fantastic, well under that £500 asking price. Strong performance from that little morpho, and you know, nice gorgeous display, strong specs. You've got the likes of the Oppo Reno 4 Pro 5G, awkwardly titled, but is a good phone. The likes of the Pixel phones, of course. But to be honest, if you're used to the crappy iPhone XR, then pretty much any £99 piece of crap Android is going to feel like an upgrade. You can actually just draw some stick figures on a brick and carry that around, and that would be a better experience. Next up, Fake Ninja is back. Hello, sir. Hope good old Finland is treating you well. Hope you're hoying plenty of phones and eating plenty of reindeer. Will Samsung make a 5G version of the Galaxy A72 with a better chipset? I mean, I've got bugger all idea why they didn't originally do an A72 5G. Yeah. It's mental. It doesn't make any sense. Samsung are coming out with all kinds of new A-series smartphones right now, though, so I'm sure that even if they don't do an A72 5G specifically, they'll do something very similar very soon. Baz Anime says, surprised you didn't recommend the S20 Fan Edition 5G as a replacement to the broken Galaxy S10. Well, the Fan Edition is 6.5 inches, so it's not exactly compact, but it is a good smartphone, so certainly around that sort of £600-ish price point. Yeah, a bit of Fan Edition 5G, do love it. Warmate from Mongolia, neutrally presented, is commented as well. We drink a shitload of non-vodka alcohol. Maybe switch to Sambuca. No, I think long-term viewers of Techspert Weekly will know me and Sambuca do not mix well. We certainly haven't mixed well in the past, that's for sure. I've had too many pukey experiences on it. And as always, kiddies, time is just dripping through my fingers right now, like all kinds of horrible goo. What? So I better make this the last comment of the week. Paul Booth says, have your neighbours ever commented on your camera tests of that doll's head in the garden? Be a big WTF if they didn't know what you were doing. Yeah, no, I don't think they're too bothered about me taking pictures of good old Veronica out in the garden. I think they're probably slightly more concerned whenever I slip behind the garden shed with her. But anywho, moving swiftly on, big thank you to everyone who left a comment last week. So many comments. Apologies, I've only managed to get through a fraction of them as usual, but please do leave your comments again down below. We'll try to smash through as many of those as possible, and next week's Techspert Weekly, Friday at noon, as always. And next week's something's fairly chill, actually, as far as the launches go. There's potentially, in fact, there is an Apple thing on Tuesday the 20th. Which, you know, Siri mysteriously leaked. Oh no, Siri, how could you? Yeah, I'm sure that wasn't at all completely orchestrated. And I gave about as many f***s about that as you'd probably expect. So don't expect any super hot takes on whatever crappy new iPads they spaff out next week. And that's pretty much it. So next week we'll just be catching up. I'm finally going to be doing my OnePlus 9 Pro review 1 month on, because it's finally been patched and tweaked enough where it doesn't suck. Hopefully finally get around to updating some more of my best budget smartphone roundups, all that sexy shenanigans, so stay tuned for all of that. Have yourselves a fan-bloody-tastic weekend, and I never know how to end these things. It's always just like, just peters out. So yeah, bye.